All right, guys, last one for this semester. We're going to do 13.4, paying withholding and payroll taxes. That "and" is key because we're paying not only what we're withholding from our employees' paychecks, but also what we as the employer are responsible for, which will make sense here in just a second when I explain why we double certain things. Okay, so I pull up 13.4 work together here. It gives me for this pay period, so the end of the quarter, March 31st. So I've got the first quarter's payroll, withholding, and taxes that I've got to pay here. So I'm going to make this entry on April 15th because taxes are due 15 days after when they are, in this case, accrued. So it's on April 15th, we get 15 days to pay our first quarter stuff. So April 15th, check number gives us in here 383. All right, now what we're paying on this is our employee income tax withheld, so we're actually paying them. So employee income tax, we've also got Social Security and Medicare. Okay, so these are going to be debits because we are zeroing out our liability account. So liabilities have credit accounts. They have credit debit balance or credit normal balances. So in order to make our normal balance on a credit account zero, we've got to debit it. So we're going to debit it for the $1,386 that we've withheld from our employees' paychecks. Our next one here is the Social Security tax payable, which is this number, which we've withheld from our employees' paychecks. We have to double that, though, because we as the employer also have to pay that same amount into Social Security. So we're going to take this $1,322.05, multiply it by 2, and so we put in this $2,644.10. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing here for employee Medicare tax withheld. So $309.25, multiply that by 2, and so we get $618.50. Once again, the reason that we do that is because we have withheld this from their paychecks over these 3 months. But as their employee, we also have to, we're on the hook for that same amount. Okay, whatever they put in to Social Security, we have to match, and same with Medicare. All right, so we've got these. Again, we're paying these, so we're actually paying the government in this part. So we've got a cash credit of all of these added up. So we've got 618 plus $2,644.10 plus $1,386 equals $4,648.60. Okay, just those added up is our cash credit, because once again, this is when we are paying this. All right, now the next one here is to prepare journal entries for the payment of federal and state income unemployment tax liability. Assume that both checks are prepared on the due date of the federal tax deposit. So it gives us here 401 and 402. Okay, the date that we are going to use on this is April 30th, because on these we get a whole month to pay them. So for unemployment, we get a month. For employee income tax, Social Security, and Medicare, we get 15 days from after when they're due. So we got unemployment federal, unemployment state, and it gives us these in here. So the $511.75 just gets pasted into both of those. Okay, so we don't have a specific column that says unemployment tax payable federal. So we put it in the general amount as a debit because, again, we're zeroing out this normal credit balance because it is also a liability. And then we're going to do the same thing here. Okay. So now we have paid these for the entire quarter. So going into our second quarter, all these tax paid, all of those liabilities should have zero account balances to let us know how much we're paying in taxes for each quarter. Okay, so that's why we're crediting these, or I'm sorry, debiting these.